and today my name is Mahek Ramani and I'm in 5th grade, and today I'll be talking about the solar system or the inner planets. Let's get started. So first we're going to talk about Mercury. Mercury is between the Sun and the planet Venus and is the first planet in our solar system. It is the only planet that is closest to the Sun with 36 million miles away. Mercury has no moons or rings because it has low gravity and is located near the Sun. The Sun is on one side of Mercury and Venus is on the other side. Mercury is 123.31 million miles distance from Earth. It is one of the inferior or inner or smallest planet in the solar system with a diameter of 3,032 miles. Its shape is as a round ball terrestrial planet made out of rock and looks like our moon, but slightly bigger than our moon. There's no air on Mercury, just like our moon. Mercury orbits the Sun faster than any other planet. It being so close to the Sun makes Mercury's orbit shorter than any other planet in the solar system, which is why 1 year on Mercury is only about 88 days. Mercury rotates very slowly around its axis. One mercurial day takes almost 59 days, almost 2 months. So if you are living in Mercury, which would never happen, you won't have nighttime until after 2 months. Wow, that's a lot. Mercury continuing. Only 2 spacecraft so far have been sent to study the planet. There might be possibly some water on Mercury. However, they are shaded from the Sun so the water is absorbed easily, keeping the planet dry. Mercury is named for the Roman messenger Latin Mercurius to god Hermes. Mercury is shrinking every day and reducing its size. However, it will be a very slow process though. It is estimated that the planet is about 9 miles smaller than it was 4 billion years ago. This is happening because its iron core is cooling, which is making it solid. Therefore, it is reducing the planet's volume. Mercury has the most craters in the solar system. The atmosphere there is so weak because the planet's small size means that its gravity is too weak to hold down a normal atmosphere. So here's some pictures of Mercury and what it could look like, because we're not very sure of how Mercury exactly could look like. But here's some possible pictures. Venus. Let's move on to our next inner planet. Venus is the planet between Mercury and Earth. Venus is the second planet from the Sun and is the second largest terrestrial or inner planet. Venus is sometimes called Earth's sister planet because of their similar size and mass. Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. A day on Venus lasts longer than a year. It takes 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, which is a sidereal day. The planet's orbit around the Sun takes 225 Earth days compared to the Earth's 365. So a day is longer than a year. Wow. Venus rotates in the opposite direction to most other planets. This means that Venus is rotating in the opposite direction to the Sun. This is also known as a retrograde rotation. One possible reason for this might be a collision with an asteroid or other object billions of years ago. Venus continuing. Venus is the second brightest object in this night sky. So if you look, the brightest is the moon, and then you could see Venus, but like it's a little star. Only the moon is bright, with a magnitude of between -3.8 to -4.6. Venus is so bright it can be seen during daytime on a clear day. Atmospheric pressure on Venus is 92 times greater than Earth. Due to this crushing small asteroids, when they enter its atmosphere, Venus has not small craters. The pressure felt on Venus's surface is equivalent to that deep beneath the sea on Earth. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. Now, you might be wondering, how is it the hottest planet in the solar system when Mercury is right next to the Sun and it's closer to the Sun? Well, let me explain why. Venus has poisonous clouds that trap heat so quickly that the whole planet just absorbs that heat and just traps it in there. On the other hand, Mercury does not have poisonous clouds. This is why it doesn't trap heat so quickly. It takes time. This is why Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. Here's some possible pictures of what Venus could look like, because we're not exactly sure how it could look like. But here are some possible pictures. Now let's move to Earth, our home planet. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and our home planet. Earth revolves around the Sun, but its distance from it is 149 million kilometers, 93 million miles. In astronomy, this is 1 AU, or an astronomical unit. Scientists have researched and estimated that our Earth is around 4.5 billion years old. Earth formed at around the same time as the rest of the solar system. Earth revolves around the Sun once every 365.25 days. This is known as one Earth year. Now you might be wondering, why is it 365.25? It should be 365. Well, let me explain why. So we have something called a leap year. A leap year is something that comes after 4 years. We have a day called February 29th. Wow, can you believe that? It comes every leap year or every 4 years. So this is why it's called 365.25 days. Now, the people that were born on February 29th, they either have to celebrate it on February 28th or March 1st. But when the leap year comes, they can celebrate it on February 29th. Earth is the fifth largest planet of our solar system. It has a diameter of 6.371 kilometers. It's the largest terrestrial planet or inner planet. The other terrestrial planets are Venus, Mars, and Mercury. The name Earth is at least 1,000 years old. It simply translates to the ground. The Greek name for Earth was Gaia, Mother Earth. Earth continued. Only 3% of Earth's water is fresh and 97% of it is salty. So it's salty because the ocean is very salty, and most of our land is the ocean. And this is why we have very less fresh water and a lot of salty water. The surface of Earth is covered by water around 71%, and only 29% of Earth's surface is covered by land. The mixture of gases commonly known as air are nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide. Those are the four gases known as air. Without them, we could not live. The atmosphere of Earth is divided into 6 layers: the troposphere, stratosphere, meosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, and ionosphere. Earth has the greatest density out of all the planets in our solar system. This means it is very compact. Earth has only one satellite, which is the moon. Here's some pictures of what Earth is, or what it looks like. Let's move to our last inner planet that we're going to talk about today, Mars. Named after the Roman god of war, Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and in our solar system. Mars is also known as the red planet because, well, it's red. The signature color comes from the large amount of a chemical called iron oxide, or rust as you might know it, in its rocks and soil. Mars is the second smallest planet in the solar system after Mercury. With a diameter distance through the middle of 6,791 kilometers, it's roughly half the size of Earth. You can get pretty cold on Mars, much colder than our own planet, since it's further away from the Sun. At the equator, temperatures can reach 20 degrees Celsius, but at its poles, they can plummet to low as a negative 140 degrees Celsius. Oh my gosh, that's freezing. If we were on that planet in the poles, we would freeze. Mars is home to the highest mountain in our solar system, a volcano called Olympus Mons. It's about 3 times the height of Mount Everest. There are bits of Mars here on Earth. In the past, asteroids hit the red planet, sending debris into space. Some of the debris landed on our planet as meteorites. Mars continuing. You could jump around 3 times higher on Mars than you can on Earth. And this is because the planet's gravity, the force that keeps us on the ground, is much weaker. Mars has 2 moons. One is called Phobos and the other is Deimos. A day on Mars is 24 hours and 37 minutes, only a little bit longer than a day on our own planet. A year on Mars, however, is almost twice as long, lasting 687 Earth days. And this is because it takes a lot longer than Earth to complete its orbit around the Sun. Until recently, scientists believed that there was no liquid water on the surface of Mars, only rocks, soil, dust, and ice. They found evidence of a lake under the planet's south polar ice cap. Humans have not yet been to Mars, but scientists have sent spacecraft there to help them research this fascinating planet. The first spacecraft to land on Mars were the Viking landers, which went there on the surface in 1976. Here's some pictures of Mars and what it could look like. The first two are just like some pictures that you could see from the outside. And then on the third one, you could see the surface and you can see Olympus Mons. Then on the fourth picture, you can see Mount Everest and Olympus Mons and compared. Wow, Olympus Mons is big. And on the last picture, you can see Olympus Mons on the surface from a different angle. Okay, and that was basically our last planet. So next time I'm going to be talking about the outer and bigger planets. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you click on the subscribe button down below and the notifications bell, so you're always notified whenever I post my next amazing video. And make sure you also like it if you like it. So keep watching and see you next time. Bye!